lie. How many of you do this? Come on, fess up. You know when it's hot outside, you're checking that thing. Mine's actually looking like it might be low on charge. We should be getting a little chillier than that at 45 miles an hour. 57. Come on, leave me a comment. How many of you guys do that in your work van? Come on now. All right, YouTubes. We're gonna head out and change out the evaporator coil on the True Reach-In. It's just a little tiny, little half-door makeup station, but I'll bring you guys along for the ride. New cap tube, new dryer, new coil. Let's see if we can make the magic happen. Yeah. All right, I put my mask on top of my head, keeps the hair out of my face. We still don't have the hair cutters open in my county yet. I think they messed up filling out the paperwork. But it's coming soon, real soon, they said. Notice one thing, half the people are overly nice, and then other people driving, now that traffic's back to being full again, people being eggy-beggy, man. I don't know how it is where you're at, but man, there's a lot of people getting eggy out there. Egg Central. All right, we're gonna pull in over here. I'll get everything set up. I gotta recover what's left in it, blah, blah, blah. You know the drill. And we'll get into this. Yeah. Thank you.
Only don't forget put it fine like because that one, the last time you did it, all this is open right there.
Okay.
I know you make it for some reason that one is
Get the nerd going right here. All right, we got the nerd going. Sucking her down. Work its magic, and we'll get these screws out, and we'll get this cover off right here, this piece. A lot of times these screws will strip out, but this time it's looking okay. We're gonna put a new thermostat in there too, because it's old as hell. Get it loose up, get it all loose for a finger bang.
Finger bang.
All right, I got all the screws out. Now, if you get the nylon screws and they get stripped out, you can just get your diagonals in there and cut the heads off. On the nylon screws, when they go bad. This is the thermostat. holder right here. There's the old cap tube.
Taking yourself or what?
I'm making the video. Geraldo, you should come on my show.
Oh!
Share your recipes with me.
I said, this guy's crazy. What happened?
Yeah.
I see now the camera right there.
Yeah, I'm totally nuts too, but we all know this.
Oh, you up that videos?
Yeah.
Oh, that's
We should get your recipes on there one time.
yeah.
All right. So you can see where they leak. The accumulators always leak and the coils. So that part's off. Then there's going to be some quarter inch screws in the back to take this piece of aluminum off. That's inside this channel. You'll see them there. And some silicone you'll have to cut through to get those off. So let me get all that stuff off of there. This one's had a cap tube replaced before. Here's the original cap tube. What they would do from the factory is tape it to the suction line for a heat exchanger. And so that's the original cap tube right there. And then this one had been changed out before. You've seen in my videos in the past, I just cut these accumulators out. And I don't care if you YouTube police my ass that it has to be there or not. And then I'll just pipe these. I'll cut this back with an elbow and pipe it direct. But I just get rid of the little accumulators. They're notoriously just leak and stuff.
Just one at a time.
Another thing is too, is just be real ginger with all this aluminum stuff. You don't want it to get super duper hammered or whacked up. Just try and keep it in good shape. So we're just about recovered now, and I got all that down with negative 24. We'll finish that up and then we can cut this coil out. Alright, so the coils just sit in there like that. You just pull it out, and then I'm going to cut right here. And then we'll get the cap tube out from down below, pull it back. Alright, so I got my tubing cutter on there. I'm just going to cut it back here. And I usually put a coupling and bend a piece. It's just 1/2 inch soft copper. Then we'll clean it up. We'll get this coil out of here and we'll have some fun with it. You ever hear they always try to tell you to make sure your tubing cutter goes around a minimum of 10 times. Have you guys ever heard that one before? Someone's got their alarm clock going off over there. So the voice is going to come out muffled in the videos, you know, because we're all wearing masks now. So if I'm working inside, my voice is going to be muffled. There's nothing I can do about that too, just for a heads up. All right, there it goes. There's the coil. It's out. Oh, look at that. Is that a patch job on there, maybe? Something. This one's hitting the road. I got the freshie in the box right there in the new cap tube. And then I got my cap tube dryer right there. Alright, here we go. Look at this. So, the thermostat's super crusted out. So you're going to have to work at taking these out without screwing up your sheet metal. Without screwing up the sheet metal, which is really aluminum. It's just aluminum. So that's what I was talking about earlier. Just be real careful with these pieces. And I'll work on getting this garbage out of here. That all shined up right there. I got this washed up at the sink. I washed this at the sink, both sides. Got it cleaned up pretty good. Here's our new coil over here. I got it all in a box. It's our new cap tube and our new coil. It's easier to weld your cap tube out here while it's out of the box. Cool that off. You could even I fish the thermostat later. For this piece here that's going to connect in the box, I'll just bend up a hockey stick and then I'll cut it to fit. Let's go do that. Okay, so weld as much of it outside of the box as you can. You can check all your welds, make sure they're good. And then when you get into the box, you only got one joint to solder up inside the box. That's my little NorCal's tip of the day. When you get the coil in there, hook up your nitrogen for the purge. And when you finish connecting up your stuff, get your nitrogen purge going for your last weld. And now we're going to go ahead and pull the dryer out and work on that and get the dryer changed out, and then we can work on our pressure test. Okay, after you get your old dryer removed, put your new dryer in, cut the cap tube back, because we'd fished the cap tube down and it, you know, the ends get dirty. So I cut it back with my cap tube cutter, and I'll fish my cap tube into the dryer. Then I'm going to go ahead and sweat everything in. And we'll be ready to rock and roll this. So let's get the torch going and we'll get this all sweated together. I'll just get the torch going all around. Dance, do the little torch dance, get it dancing good, and I'll just flow the solder in there, and then I'll move the torch, you know, just keep it dancing, and then I'll get the torch from the bottom just to try and make sure it flows around, and then we'll check it with the mirror when we get done here, make sure everything's looking good. Dryer's changed out, we're all welded up, I got my Schrader in. Now we get to do our pressure test. Get some pressure in here. And I can get my soap bubbles and we'll bubble everything up. I think we get her up to about 110. Almost there. All right, let's see how we're making out here. So we're just a little bit above 110 where we settled down at. And I got the soap bubbles going here. I still got to put the thermostat in and put all the sheet metal back on there. So we'll go ahead and bubble her up and give her a look-see. And then we got to pull the big old vacuum action. Hanging tough. And we'll get the big old vacuum going. Yeah, nothing's bubbling. we're looking good. I'll use some of that insulation. We'll get that back on there too. We will tidy that up and around. And when you get your metal back in, it's real important because this is your return air. Like an air conditioner, this is your return air. And the little gap on the bottom is your supply air. Or actually, I'm backwards. The gap on the bottom is your return air. So that gap right there is your return air. Coming up the top to get all the condiments cold, this is your supply air right here. So you gotta get the metal back just right. See? To have proper airflow on these. All right, let's see. I could have done that when it was on the vacuum pump, but I didn't. So let's get it on the vacuum pump. One hose vacuum special. This is the Yellow Jacket 3/8 by 1/4 inch hose. These have worked out really well for me. I've liked these hoses. I've had them forever. Let me get this all hooked up and we'll tune back in. Great time to check other parts of the system. Just got it started. Look what we get here. Bam! The multiple offender. Every single time. You guys know that. So let's get her cleaned up. We'll get the cleaning while we're doing a vacuum. Getting her cleaned up while she's on the vacuum pump. Where are we at? Coming down the mountain. We're getting there. I really love this H.V.A.C VP85 8CFM with the most ultimate vacuum tree. 2 3/8 connectors, a 1/2 inch connector, 1/4 inch connector. Super easy oil changes. I'm really digging this vacuum pump from H.V.A.C. Good job, H.V.A.C. I'll put my gauges on, pull through the high side, vacuum out my gauges and my hoses so they're all purged and ready to go. So that's one little heads up. We got the valve off and we're ready for when it's time. Coming down the mountain. Got her going. So she got 10 ounces weighed in. And right there, close enough. And I just turned it on. We just started running, so we'll let it settle down. We're just getting started here. We know the box is hot, so let's let it run for 5 minutes and we'll check back in. And I'll get a temperature probe inside the box. All right. So we're about 5 minutes in, 157, 18, it's like 20 degree evaporator, head pressure a little high. Box is still hot, 62 degrees, just coming down. So we'll let this pull down and we'll recheck it here. All right, this is what we look like now with our mask and our knee pads and our long hair because you can't get a haircut. This is it right here. I'll tell you right now, this is the new norm. F that, man. It's straight up F word. How we doing? Letting that box pull down. Then we'll do a last checkup on it, and then we'll make an invoice and get paid. So that's about it on that. Here's the inside of the van. Diana's a little messy right now. I got to do a little cleanup on her. All right, there it is, coming down the mountain. The little True is all back in its little house. They got it stashed here. It's funny, when I had it started up, I had the unit out forward. And the discharge air from the ice maker was going into my condenser, making my head pressure extra high. That was hilarious. That was a good one. But we're coming down here. Just about there, doing a little dance. Woo. Wrapping up the 13-hour day. I need to find underground hair cutter. This is getting ridiculous.